Yo, what's poppin'? It's Tommathan. I haven't been able to record for a little bit, so I'm gonna go over everything that I missed from like the first day of free agency. Now it hasn't been that much, but there was a fucking bombshell that dropped just like within the hour as I'm recording this, and it's fucking massive. I'll talk about it. That's the last thing. But anyway, a few drops to talk about that we kind of already knew. Doha and Gurriel are dropped. No surprises there really. I mean, Doha's maybe a surprise because he's been with Dallas for so long, but really whatever. And Gurriel being dropped, and nobody is surprised. Gurriel was not inspirational. Definitely not. So there's that. And then stuff that happened basically the same day. I already talked about Atlanta in the last video I made where they got Fielder, and I said Chiyo's likely to follow. He did follow like within like the same day of that video. So I don't want to talk too much about this, but obviously support synergy is really big. So keeping Fielder and Chiyo together, I think is great, especially because they're so good individually. So it's only a good thing for Atlanta. There's probably no other player you'd rather have there than Chiyo. So there's that. Then we have some Houston stuff that happened. Happy is returning to Houston, and Neko is the head coach, and Junkbuck is the director of competition. Now, this actually still means that Junkbuck is in charge. Like, he is still the head guy, and he basically got a promotion, I guess. And then Neko's like the head coach, but Junkbuck is still the main coach guy, you know? So, I don't know. If Neko was actually the head coach, this would be awful. This would be horrible. But because it's Junkbuck, it's fine. Neko being there, whatever. I mean, he made some very questionable choices on the charge. Well, he wasn't the head coach on the charge because Changun was, but the fact that he was put in as a player at all just is like awful. And the fact that they lost so much faith in their backline that they thought bringing in Neko would be the answer is just like horrible. And like it just looks bad. And obviously the Spark were not good at the back half of the season until the play-ins came around, really. So I don't know. The fact that he gets to be a head coach technically of a team like the Houston Outlaws is a little bit surprising to me, but Junkbuck's a goat. So if Junkbuck's on board, I'm on board, basically, is how I feel about it. But Houston, Happy, definitely a bit of a downgrade from Merritt, I think, at least in terms of last season. Now, raw hit scan, maybe the Widowmaker Ash stuff, he could be better. I don't know. We didn't see a lot of it from Merritt. So it's Happy's still very good. Is he a elite top level hit scan that the rest of this roster would be? No, I don't think so. But I still think he's a fine pickup, and I'm okay with it. I still think they're very good. You know, it's not like he's outside of the realm of the level of the rest of the team. You know, of HOU, Fearless, and Pelican. Like Happy slotting in there kind of makes sense. He was probably the best player on the Gladiators in the playoffs. He was consistently good on Washington. I think it's okay. I think Happy has more to give than he gave last season. And we know that his peaks are insane. So I think this is fine. Then there was the San Francisco Shock Dallas Fuel show match in which they said the 2023 Shock is proper. He's saying Max and Finn. I'm not entirely sure what this means for Violet. Because the thing there is they didn't announce Violet leaving, but they didn't announce him here. So what's going on? You know, I think that like maybe he'll get his own separate thing, and then they'll be like, oh, and our official captain or something dumb like that, because teams like to do captaincy stuff. Because like, I don't know. I feel like Violet's still gonna be on this roster. Am I crazy? Also, no Junbin is insane. Maybe Junbin, like, maybe just like with how little time the 17-year-old thing has been in effect, Shock didn't pick it up. But like, I don't know. Like Junbin should be a lock for this roster, 100%. He's the most hyped up contenders player coming in. Like more hype than he's saying to me, more hype than Max. He's that guy. So if Junbin doesn't go to Shock, it's a massive misplay. It's a huge misplay. Now, these are only 5 people, so that means there has to be a 6, whether it be Jeff from marketing or Violet or Junbin or whoever else. Probe. I don't know. Maybe this was just the team for their Mickey Mouse show match, which was like not real, because they played like Mystery Heroes and Roll Lock and No Roll Lock and things like that. It was whatever. But these are the guys who played. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Violet. If they'll announce that he's leaving, if they'll announce he's staying, if Jumbin's coming through, who knows? I have no idea. But regardless of this roster as it is, with proper he's saying Max, Finn, and Vindame, is insane. It's insane. Starting at the back line, Finn, we know what he can do all last season. I know this is maybe a hot take, but I like keeping Finn over Violet if you're going to keep one. I think Finn is younger. He has a lot more potential. I say a lot more potential is kind of hard because Violet, is very good at his stuff. But I'm just a fan. I just think Finn is a bit more, invigorating to me. Or I can't really describe it. He just feels better to me. I couldn't tell you. And then Vindame is probably the best main support you can get for these guys. He did play with O2 on loan for like a year almost. So he is still a O2 Blast like alum. So that's always good. And he can play it all. Like, you don't need Violet with Vindame. Like, he can go over to the Zenyatta. Is he going to be as good as Violet on Zen? No, definitely not. Definitely not. But he can do it, and he can look pretty good. He looks better than the average main support on it. So I'm confident enough in him on that. But still, I'm a little surprised there's no Violet. And then you have Max as the only tank right now. Max extremely good at the off tanks. However, Junbin was playing more often than Max, like last tournament in the Summer Showdown, or not in the Summer Showdown, the Pacific Showdown, and in Run It Back. So I don't know. I don't know if I trust Max to solo tank entirely. I think there's good potential for him to be able to solo tank, but I don't know if he does actually. You know what I mean? There is a question mark there. There's a question mark. I think that question mark could become an exclamation point. There's potential. And then you have the DPS lineup proper. He's saying they are both traditionally flex DPS, but as we know from the playoffs, Proper can play whatever he wants at the highest level and be the best at it in the game. So if Proper is stuck on hit scan, it's kind of not ideal because you want Proper on whatever he thinks he can carry on the best. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Leave and Jinmu. It's like Leave is very good at hit scan, but you want him to play what he can perform best on, It doesn't matter. You base around Proper. It's not good to have him forced into a specific role. Now, maybe Heesang can also do it. I don't know how confident I am in Heesang's like Ashe and Widow and things like that. I'm very confident in Propers, but I don't know about Heesang's. We'll see. Heesang's a very good player. Traditionally flex DPS, so I would expect Proper to go on to more of the hit scan, and I don't know if I like that. I'd rather have a hit scan that you can play Proper on. If Proper thinks, you know what, I'll carry the hardest on Tracer, then you want to be able to put him on Tracer and not sacrifice anything and put in a different hit scan, So I don't know. I think this roster is obviously very star-studded, very good, insane. Probably the best one of right now, especially considering the coaching staff. But there's something missing here, whether it be Violet, Junbin, Probe, Hitscan, whatever. There's something missing. But they're very good. And finally, the bombshell, the absolute bombshell nobody anticipated. This is why I'm beyond right now. Sugarfree is a Vancouver Titan. Sugarfree is a Lenny Gaming. The leaks were gladiators. It was supposed to be Sugarfree Kev going through it. No. We have Sugarfree on the Vancouver Titans. This is massive. Sugarfree, to me, the most hyped player to come out of NA contenders since, season 2 or something, probably in history to me. I don't know. I'm over the moon with Sugarfree being in the league right now. I am. This is peak. This is ideal. Now, he has taken a little bit of a break from the game for 2 years, 3 years, pretty much. Maybe not that long. I don't know how long it is. He comes in and he plays little tournaments every now and then and things like that when he needs to. And every time he does, he just dicks people down. He's that guy. He is that guy. Okay? He's going to be able to step right back into it. He's going to be him. I have no doubts. I have none. 0 doubts. People are like, I don't know. He hasn't played in a bit. I don't care. I don't care. He's that good. He's that good. Is it the Potiphon storyline, but on crack cocaine is what's coming right here. Sugarfree is going to be a Rookie of the Year candidate, even with the likes of Heesang, Max, if Junbin goes anywhere, Top Dragon goes somewhere, even with the likes of these guys, Sugarfree is going to be in consideration. I have no doubts. And the fact that you have someone that is as elite as Aspire beside him Like, this is like an incredibly scary DPS line. Maybe the scariest DPS line you can make in NA. Even more scary than Hydra and Speedily. I think Sugarfree is more scary than Speedily, at least right now. And then you have Hydron versus Spire. They're very contested, but I'm a huge fan of this. And Vancouver looks absolutely scary. So looking at the teams real quick, this is what is confirmed. Slash the Violet thing and the Sparkle. I don't know about either of them because Dallas hasn't said anything, but I think Sparkle will be back. And Violet didn't get released, but he isn't in that 5, so I don't know. Oh, wait, I need to, hold on. Whoops. Give me a moment, a little scuffed. There we go. So this is what we have right now. Vancouver being Aspire, Sugarfree, Punk, Crimzo, Faith looks sick nasty. I was like, I wonder who their flex DPS will be. Maybe it'll be Nero. Maybe it'll be, you know, Sam. Not Sam, because he's supposed to go to AT or someone like that. But Sugarfree is just... That 5 is a very sneaky good 5. It's a very sneaky good 5. You can be like, oh, it's just Boston, but better. But it's like you took the best pieces of Boston that were not put into a position to thrive really last season with Punk and Crimzo both getting benched consistently by Laurie. And they both look spectacular when they got the chance. Crimzo put that team on his back on Zenyatta meta specifically. Bro's insane. Punk can do it all. I think Punk will be an okay solo tank. It's hard to say. It's kind of similar to Max. There's a bit of a question mark. But I think he'll be okay. And now Aspire, Sugarfree, the pop-off potential, man. The pop-off potential is there. These guys are absolutely scary. I'm over the moon with it. Other small things that happened. There's a shock roster there. It looks pretty good on paper. Again, they get multiple rookies, which I think is probably good because you develop them in your farm team with the O2 Blast. So I think it's good. Houston looking like Gladiators plus some. Not bad at all. Happy doesn't seem out of place with those names, I think. And I think we'll expect more from Happy. So yeah, that's the biggest stuff. Looks pretty good to me. I don't know. I'm hyped. I'm just hyped for Sugarfree in the league. I'm hyped for the Sugarfree Circle K Cup. I want that. Put that one in through. This is hype. I'm hyped. Get hype. You better get hype because this is nuts. Okay, anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I'm overhyping Sugarfree. What are your thoughts? Do you think he's going to be as good? Do you think he's going to be Potafon Light? Do you think he's going to be Potafon Plus? Who knows? Let me know what you think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good one, and deuces.